Hi there, it's Melissa. Welcome to Messy Missy Creates. This is week 1 of July, Inspired to Create challenge video. Allison and I, if you're new to the channel or new to this prompt challenge, Allison at AJ's Inspired Life and I started this back in February, and we did it initially to challenge each other. Maybe to use some supplies we don't normally use, think outside of the box, so on and so forth. And we decided to invite you all along. It's an open challenge. You're welcome to do one or none or all. You're welcome to do it in your journal. You're welcome to make a card. You're welcome to do art journal, sticker journal, glue book. We've had people do them in a wide variety of mediums. I myself have made a card. I've done an art journal page or two, and most frequently I do it in my daily journal, which this is my July journal I just made that I haven't done a whole lot with. But let's see, today, this would be Wednesday. I put this handy dandy little calendar that I drew in here, and so this would be for Wednesday the 5th. I'm used to Wednesdays being in the middle. That's throwing me off. I'm trying to adjust myself to a Monday through Sunday calendar. Anyway, long story. Talked about it in the last video. Anyway, so this is for Wednesday the 5th. Today is Tuesday the 4th. And we were out of town over the weekend. My daughter's still in town. She actually ran some errands, so I thought I'd go ahead and get a start on this video. And let's see, this is the 3rd. Let me make sure I don't, because I'm notorious for messing up my pages. What did I say, the 5th? No. What? Today is Monday the 3rd, not Tuesday the 4th. Whoa, okay. So I told you I'm good at messing up my pages. So this is the 5th. Let's see, give me just a second. I'm catching up to my brain here. We're working on the prompt for Wednesday the 5th, but today I'm doing this on Monday the 3rd, or at least I'm starting it. Now, when I made this journal, if you watched my last 2 videos on how I made it, it's very similar to the other journals I've made. I just, last month I started adding in more pages. And, you know, I added in 4 more whole pages. That's why I ended up with so many extra last month. Okay. All right. I just figured that out. That's okay. All right. So here is my week 1 ITC, or Inspired to Create. The actual hashtag is inspired, the number 2, create _ 2023. If you do play along, whether it be on Instagram, excuse me, got the hiccups. Instagram or YouTube or whatever, that's typically where we post. Make sure to use the hashtag and to tag me and Allison in the video or the Instagram post or whatever, so that we can see it, and use the hashtag so that everybody can see it. And anyway, I'm going to try to leave that up here. I'm going to go ahead. I might have to do this video in a couple different parts, so bear with me if it's, you know, edited up a little bit, and, you know, kind of a little bit this morning, a little bit tonight, a little bit tomorrow, that sort of thing. I'm just squeezing things in while my daughter is off running errands, and because I'm trying to, she's only got another day here, so I'm trying to get as much time in with her as I can while she's here. But I'm going to do this in pencil first. Let's see, our word for the first week of July is fireworks. RK. Almost ran myself out of space there. All right. Oh, I'm not going to worry about it. I was going to erase it and redo it, but that's okay. I'm going to come back in with some, can't find my blue marker. I just had this one in blue, and I don't know what I did with it. But, I mean, not like I don't have a 500,000 other markers, but this is a good size so that you can see it. I have pretty much picked my prompts. but I didn't have them all written out for you because I wasn't 100% sure on on a couple of them. So let's see, I'm gonna go back in and erase some of my pencil. There we go. All right. I have my little list here. F is I'm unsure of. I'm thinking flashcard or actual fireworks. If I can do the fireworks, because then that gives me my E prompt too. I have these stamps from, it's a company called My Favorite Things. And I could have gone ahead and stamped them out and die cut the fireworks, but I'm not going to do that because if I use them, I'm going to emboss them. That would be my E. I'm going to go ahead and get it out, and it's just a little fireworks stamp. I probably had fireworks other places too, but this is, I'm going to go ahead and get it out and put it on mount it on a block, just in case. But if I do use it, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to emboss it, heat emboss, not dry emboss, like you run it through a machine. So I'm going to put these away for now. And so I'm thinking, I'm not going to write them. I might write it in pencil. All right, I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just writing it in pencil for right now. I am thinking either ink or iridescent, or I'm thinking Rolodex. Now, I have not used, I think I've given that prompt to Allison, but I haven't used it yet, I don't think. And I forgot to grab a Rolodex card, so bear with me. While I grab one, I thought I had everything sitting right here. Now, E, I can use a lot of different things. I can always use ephemera, but I'm going to try to use, if I use fireworks, I'm going to use emboss. Which, if you're not sure what heat embossing is, it's where you take like embossing ink, or like, it's like a watermark. It's a clear stamp, or clear ink basically. And you have embossing powder. And actually, I probably should have used black ink. Well, that's right. I've got black embossing powder. It's just messy. Oh my goodness. And that would involve me using the heat gun. So the reason why I haven't committed to those yet is because for W, I'm going to try to use wallpaper. And normally I already have all these decided out before I do the video, but there was a big if on this. I have this, it's actually a border, wallpaper border. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to cover the whole page with it. Or cover one page. I'm not sure. I've given myself a full page for my prompt. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can cut this down. Or tear it, whichever. Yeah, I might just tear it. Actually, let me... there it is. Okay. I said, did anybody see my tearing ruler? I'm going to get this off of here because it's... I'll try to tear it. Oh, nope. Okay. Not straight, but I loved the clouds and the... Well, come on. And the rainbow there. I'll trim that later if I need to. And I'm going to just go ahead so I don't have to contend with this roll. This whole roll. I'm going to go ahead and cut off or tear off what would be the equivalent of... Actually, I'm going to include that whole rainbow in this. I'm going to go ahead and tear a piece big enough for both pages. Okay, so I have this. I don't really, yes, I do have a backup for a W, but I really want to use this because when else am I going to use this? And I love the rainbow. I love the clouds. I love that it's kind of the sky, because I did not intend on this being a 4th of July firework themed, or what it's ended up being more of is a back to school-ish summer theme, because I have, if I didn't lose it, let's see. Oh, let me go in order. Oh, I was going to use maybe opalescent. I was ink. Oh, and you know what? I probably won't be able to use ink on this, but I'll use the ink in the embossing if I have to use it that way. Oh, I could always use oblong or oval or whatever, but I don't know if I can do like an inked background on this wallpaper if I do the full double spread. Let's see. I was going to use ribbon. And I have, this is kind of where the back to school theme sort of started, because I have these pencils. Oh, I say back to school. That doesn't have to be back to school. That can just be crafty. But it kind of was starting with a little bit of a playful kid theme, because the next word is K, and I'm going to use kid. And S, I'm going to use school bus. Now, I have drawn one. If you've been around a while, you know that my daughter has converted an old school bus into a tiny rolling home, or basically an RV, a living space, and she's traveling the country. And I've drawn one that looks just like her bus. Now, she's painted it. It's not yellow. But I have this school bus. Hold on. Stay there. I have this school bus from Brooke at Recreations by Brooke. This is a printable of hers. I think it's from a couple years ago. It may be the August from 2020, maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you know the answer to that. But if you look on her Etsy shop, you can still find it and still print it. And it says it has a back to school kind of theme, so I'm thinking it's August. Anyway, but I thought I'd use this. And then I have for my kid, I have an old book page that has a kid looking, or, you know, I have lots of old book pages that have, or, wait a minute. You know what? This was probably supposed to, it doesn't have a line there, but my guess is that it was supposed to come across the top, because usually the tops of school buses are white. I meant to leave that. So anyway, there you can see it. I cut off part of it, but it will be okay. So here is my kid. Oh, here's what that printable looks like. It's got days and weeks. It's a whole kit for the month. It's got the days and the weeks and all the things. It's got grocery carts, telephone, back to school, cameras, the school bus. I reprinted it because my printer, sometimes if I don't do it right, it'll chop off one edge. But it's not the printable's fault. It's user error. Let's see. I had it marked. Okay. But that's what it looks like. That's, like I said, I think it's her August. It cut off. I didn't scale it right. Or I didn't do it from a download. I did it from a photo. How's that? Anyway, this is, because also I thought about, for R, using rhyme. So here's a rhyme. But this is the little kid. I thought about kindergartner for K. But then I realized, well, kid, you know, is like that. So he's smiling and kind of laughing and pointing up. And the mom's watching him, you know. And it kind of reminded me of maybe that he was looking up at the fireworks. So that's why, I mean, because I had a flashcard sitting right here, and flashcard would be easy, and that would kind of be a back to school theme. So if I don't feel like embossing those fireworks, I certainly have these old flashcards. That's an old box, and they were $11.99 at our school supply store years and years and years ago. So that store, I think, has been closed for a long time. Oh, they're all multiplication, so we're going to give the kid He looks pretty young, but we're going to say he's really smart and already knows his multiplication. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get one of those out. And you know, that type of stuff you find, you know, or I do anyway, when I get to go, find them quite often at thrift stores. And let's see, I'm going to just kind of loosely cut this out just for, I don't know what I cut off on the back, but, oh, what? Not much. Well, yeah, I'm going to cut their heads off. Let's see. Let's see if I can. Yeah, I cut Mama's head off, but that's okay. That's all right. She won't mind. And like I said, I'm just trying to get a loose enough cut, or a, you know, enough of a cut that I can kind of get a feel for. I'm thinking this could go on the, it might actually be easier to emboss on this than it will be on here. So I might have to do that. Or I only use the sky and part of the rainbow, like over here, and keep the fireworks in the sky. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I think I had a little bit of change of my mind. I changed my mind, I think, a little bit. I'm still going with the wallpaper and whatever, but I was trying to kind of, I also tested out the fireworks and the embossing, and it does work on this wallpaper. So I did test that out. So my daughter had come home, so I was doing something with her. But anyway, I am thinking that, I was trying to figure out, because, you know, if you've watched my videos before, you know, it kind of has to make a little bit of sense. And this kid made sense looking at the fireworks, but I don't know where the school bus and the well, I don't have to have the flashcard if I have the fireworks, but I didn't really know where the school bus fit into that, you know, unless he was getting off the school bus. No, that just doesn't, I couldn't make it make sense, which it doesn't have to, but in my brain it does. So then I had another thought, and I thought, well, here's another kid sleeping, and maybe she's dreaming about all things summer. You know, it is July, and it's, you know, she's dreaming about fireworks, and, you know, she lives somewhere where they do fireworks. And, well, this is a Goldilocks story, so there was a bear. But she could be dreaming about bears, too. I don't know. But let's just say she's dreaming about going back to school and fireworks and whatever else we can think of that might work. And of course, we're not limited to the prompts. You know, you can use whatever else you want. But I was trying to think. I still think I like the flashcard in here, although I could use that for another time. But I was thinking it kind of gives me a little bit of a cluster down here. I hope, let me push that up where it's more in frame. Kind of gives me a little bit of a, I don't know. And so that way the school bus could be kind of in the clouds, you know, because she's dreaming about all of this. So I need to get this wallpaper glued on first, I think. And I know I'm going to have to trim the edges. So I think I'm going to put the glue on the paper here. Uh-oh. I think I'm running low on my glue here. Let me get this behind here so I don't glue more than one page shut. Yeah, here we go. And I don't have to erase that because the whole thing's going to be covered in that wallpaper. So, let me just get some glue on here real quick and start putting this down. Get that in that seam real quick, real good. And let's see, I have, where did I want that? Well, I made my seam right here. So I guess I want, oh yeah, that's right, I wanted that rainbow all in there. Okay, I'm going to try to line up this bottom. Well, I'm going to curl my paper in the meantime. But I'm going to try to line up this bottom so I don't have to trim that off. And I want this band on the bottom that's on here. Kind of gives me a grounding point for the kid's bed, maybe. That's kind of what I was thinking. You know, it's collage. It can be imaginary, but it also, you know, if you kind of use some basic art knowledge where you want some things grounded and, you know, that sort of thing. So, I don't know. Anyway, I just kind of, there's rules in my brain that sometimes I don't even know what they are, but I just try to abide by them. Otherwise, my brain's not happy. So, there's that. Do you have funny rules about collage in your brain? Or, you know, maybe not funny, but you know what I mean. Things that you kind of have to stick to or your brain's not happy. I'd love to hear what yours are. Okay, I am going to go ahead and trim this though so that I know where my edges are. And I could very well tear this, but I think it's too small of a piece to tear maybe. I don't think it would tear all that great. I think I cut part of the paper too, but that's all right. It's an extra page in my journal. Well, actually, the back side of it will be the next day, the page for the next day. And that will be the previous day, I think. So, I do still have to use them. So, I'll try not to cut the paper too much. Alright, let's see if we can tear that a little bit. Those are still some cute clouds, you know, I might have to keep that, right? Alrighty, and I'm going to lose part of this little rainbow over here, but... And I could have done this on a single page, but I never know where my brain's going to take me when I'm making these pages, so I found that it was easier if I just allow myself an extra full sheet, just in case. There we go. Okay, so now did I lose all my stuff in the meantime? So, it's going to just kind of have her head in the clouds, right? Here's like the grounding point that I was talking about. And I may just go ahead and still use that flashcard, although I can use that in another prompt. I was trying to use the fireworks because here in the U.S. it is going to be the 4th of July, so... And then if I wanted to, I'm going to leave that as a tuck. I don't have to, but there, the school bus is going to kind of ride over the rainbow a little bit. Okay, I'm going to use my art glitter glue because this is a thick cardstock. And I don't think glue stick will hold it down as well. And also because I want a thin bead of glue. So those are the two main reasons that I use art glitter glue. If it's a big, thinner sheet of paper, I just use my glue stick. So, that at least is how my brain works. And I try not to wiggle it too much. Oh, also because it dries quickly. That's the other reason why I use the art glitter glue. It is more expensive than glue stick, but it's not too bad. You really don't use that much of it. So... it makes it more economical with that fine tip, nozzle. You really don't even use that much. It might look like a lot on camera, but it's really not. Now for her, let's see if I have her there, and the school bus kind of tucked behind there. So he's about to ride over this rainbow. And I think I'm going to put the fireworks over here. And I'm not using Rolodex. I forgot I'm using this ribbon. So I took the Rolodex off. Ribbon. So fireworks, ink, ribbon, emboss, wallpaper, opalescent. Oh, that's why I was, oh darn. Can I pull that up? That's why I had Rolodex, because there's 2 R's. Oh, yeah. Well, phooey. Trying to think of what else. Because originally I was going to use the Rolodex as a pocket. Well, I don't even know what I did with the Rolodex card now. I didn't think I needed it, so I moved it. Here it is. I was going to use it as a pocket, but this is already... well, let me see if I can get this up. Because I was going to use this as a tag in this pocket if I used the Rolodex card. And I was just going to have her like that. And that in there. I can use this ribbon to hide this up the side. This ribbon. Here we go. Pencils. So she's dreaming about starting school. And the flashcards, the bus, the school bus. Yeah, the school bus might come over here. I might glue it on top so it looks like it's driving down the thing. And I can do fireworks all up in here. So that's right. I did need 2 R's, not 2 reds. I could use red. I have red embossing. Actually, I think I'm going to do this Rolodex upside down. And then that's going to make that a little complicated getting it in and out. Let me think. Think. Of course, if I had left that there, I could put the Rolodex card in there. Do I need anything on here? No. So let's do this. Or this. I don't think this is going to make a good bottom to a pocket. That's why I was a little hesitant to use that like that. I guess it'll be all right. It'll be all right. Okay, we'll do it that way. So now I'm going to just do the bead of glue. I'm still using this, even though this is a thinner piece of paper. The Rolodex isn't as thick as the flashcard. I'm still using the Art Glitter Glue. I do use that on all my pockets because I want that thin bead of glue. And I'm not going to center it. I'm going to put it to the right just a hair. Because I kind of want her over here. Why, I don't know. Now she's not grounded on the thing anymore. But that's all right. Okay, so I'll put this ribbon on last probably. So we still have the school bus over here. The school bus is going to be driving into the fireworks. The flashcard will now be a pocket. Oh, I can use the ribbon on the flashcard too. And yeah, you can see that, but it's okay. I mean, I can, like I said, I can still hide it, and I can use the ribbon for the flashcard. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and put this ribbon on here. You think? Am I gonna put anything else on this Rolodex card? Do I need anything else? I don't really want to use iridescent, and that's right, I was gonna use ink. You know what? I could stamp firework in ink right here if I needed to. But the embossing process uses ink. It's an embossing ink or a water stamp ink. So I have the ink covered. I try really hard not to do 2 prompts per, or have one thing count as 2 prompts. The other thing other than ink is I can do iridescent, but then I have opalescent. So, this could have, oh, you know what? Well, it's not a squared edge. I could square it off. This could be an oblong, something oblong. And then I can use iridescent instead of ink, because for iridescent, I'm going to use, I had iridescent and opalescent. So to me, this is probably either iridescent or opalescent. And then I have like this Stickles, the glitter glue. I was going to use those or glue some of these sequins down around the fireworks. What you think? This is 9 prompts to put on a page. Now, I'm doing okay with them other than trying to come up. And I has a lot of them. I mean, I could do an index card in this pocket instead of, you know, that would be easy. I actually could do, let me find one of my colorful index cards along with my aunt's pound cake recipe. Okay, I could do that or that one. Instead of, and I can save the flashcard for another one that we have an F. I think I like this color better. And I could actually have her sleeping here and dreaming up here. So I could change this to index card, Rolodex, and then I can use emboss and wallpaper already used. I can use opalescent. Could use oxides too, but I don't think that will do well on this background. I'm definitely using ribbon, I'm definitely using kid, and I'm definitely using school bus. So, okay. So let me kind of switch gears to that, and I might kind of like this on the top of here, but now I kind of need to cover that up. What else do I have? Yeah, I really kind of need that to cover that up. So let me get to put this one away. This is kind of plain now, but that was going to be kind of plain before. You know, I have this kid cut out. You know, maybe her other classmates or something like that. You know, I could still put him on here. And, or, let's see if I can cut him out a little bit better. Because as many prompts as I have now, it's starting to look a little plain. When one of the prompts, you know, when we have this many words or this many letters, I try to make one like a technique or a color. I mean, I could have done red. I could have done, you know. Here we go. We're going to have her dreaming down here. And we're going to have her dreaming about, maybe this is her teacher. Since I already have them cut out, I might as well. And that kid up there really looks like he's, now he looks like he's laughing at that school bus that's driving over the rainbow. But maybe he's still watching the fireworks. Okay. And I can have, I'll just have, I like him on that index card. Let's put her up here like she's the teacher. And like this, here's the ribbon. Again, I could go ahead and glue down the ribbon. There's a reason why I'm not, in that when I do the embossing, I need the embossing powder to fall back off. And I need a clean edge for it to do that. So maybe she's looking at the bus driving over the rainbow too, and this little kid right here. And, you know, I'm not going to glue her down yet. I could probably glue her like right to the edge of this you know, right at the edge of this ribbon. Or I can glue her down here, whichever. And she doesn't have to be on here, but we might include her anyway. All right, so I'm going to take the kid, all right, school bus is coming off. We're going to do fireworks. Although I am going to put the school bus here so the fireworks can go all around if we want them to. So this is a messy process. If you've ever heat embossed anything, I don't typically do it in my journal. I use it on cards because you're, you know, dealing with like a flat card with nothing on it or whatever. I have silver. I did black for the first one, but I think I'm gonna do red. I don't have a blue. Oh, yes, I do. I have like a navy blue. So we'll do silver, red, and blue. I had this color too, but and I have clear, I have white, I have gold. If I want to do one in gold, I can do that. Anyway, again, this gets a little messy, so I'm gonna have that ready. I'm gonna have, let me get a clean piece of parchment paper. I'm gonna move this ribbon, move the school bus, and move this kid out of the way, and that one. So I still have the Rolodex on here. I need to be able to stamp. I need to do this pretty quickly, and I'm going to stamp. Make sure it's on there pretty good. And then I'm going to set that to the side. I'm going to put this under here, and I'm going to do the silver first. I need that under there to catch the leftover. Yeah. You just mainly have to get the powder on there pretty quickly. It takes this Versamark, it takes a little while to dry, but you don't want to let it sit there forever. Now, once it has this powder on it, oh, you know what I didn't do first? I didn't use my my powder tool that makes sure that it doesn't stick to anywhere else that we don't want it. Like the edge, the other, like right here and here. Because it's stuck all in there. All right, let me just brush some of it off. I'm not worried about all of it. If I was making a card, I would be more concerned about it, but this is just for journaling purposes. But everywhere you have that powder, any excess powder, like I can feel it on that page, where it comes in contact with the heat, it will emboss. Now for fireworks, that's not that big of a deal. I'm going to try my best to get this back in here. Without getting it everywhere. And close this before it has a chance to make any more of a mess. Hey, that wasn't too bad. And then I'm going to heat set it. And now that's pretty permanent. I'm actually almost tempted to do all of them silver, because that actually is very pretty. And it would be easier not having to mix my powders. Yeah, because then I can use the same sheet down here. So I have the bus here. So I want another one like right here. So now I can stamp them all and then put the powder on them. So I have one here. I have, I think I moved, oh yeah, I definitely moved that one. Actually, that's not, yeah, it is a little bit. You can tell I moved it a little bit. but, you know, so be it. Let's see if I can get one right here. Nothing like stamping upside down, right? Oh, yeah, I definitely slid that one too a little bit. Oh, I still forgot to use my powder tool. Duh. It's this kind of rosin that keeps the powder from sticking to the rest of the surface, but oh well. It'll be all right. Again, this is not intended to be perfect. Okay. I think that's enough fireworks. And I'm going to put that over there and get this powder on before this dries. Here we go. Alrighty. I don't want to shut that all the way. I'm going to fix to use it or open it back up, but I want to kind of spread that powder around a little bit. Make sure it's all covered. There we go. Looks pretty covered to me. And this right here is just a dry old paintbrush. Now if you tap the paper wherever you don't have, some of it'll come off. It just is. Here we go. You don't dare blow on it. Well, I mean, you can if you don't have that pile of... Yeah, I just didn't want to blow into my pile of thing. You can tell where I slid it a little bit right there and there, but that's okay. Now, once you have the powder on that wet ink, you don't have to be in such a huge rush. You just don't want that ink to dry, otherwise the powder won't stay on. You know, the ink is what makes this powder stick. Or anything damp. If there's any moisture, like oils from your fingers or anything like that, sometimes that'll stick too. Okay, now I gotta run the heat gun one more time. Giving you a warning. If you want to mute it, you're welcome to. Let me, before I put the journal back on here, I'm just getting, that embossing powder gets everywhere. I usually use my like heat mat or my Teflon mat, and then I can wipe it, but it's all right. Yeah, it got all over the place. Well, when I did the black earlier too, it got everywhere. That black powder is very messy. So, all right, here comes the heat gun. Could you see it spreading like magic? It's so pretty and shiny. Look at that. See? There we go. We have some pretty fireworks. And it is, oh, and that did bubble my glue a little bit, but that's okay. Or bubbled the paper a little bit. I could heat the back and fix that a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, so now I can glue on my school bus right here. I'm assuming that this glue stick will stick to this wallpaper. If not, I'll have to add the art glitter glue or something, but it should. It should be fine. It's slick, but it's not that slick. There, glued on that top, and you never know I cut it off. There we go. But see why I couldn't do that first? Because that embossing powder would have gotten all up in that glue. And it would have made a mess. Okay, so let's see. I know I want this little kid right here. So I'm going to put him here. I'm going to put him with his finger in the topmost corner that I can get it. There. Isn't he cute? I love the illustrations. You know what? I could be illustration. Maybe I'll do that. Although I did put them on an index card. And then, yeah, I might just say illustration. And Goldilocks here sleeping. We're going to put her. Let's put her right here. Kind of half on, half off. And we'll put this teacher right here. I think we have, I was worried about this being kind of dead space up here. That's why I was thinking right here. But I'm going to put this ribbon on and then see what we think. Now I keep calling her a teacher. She might not be a teacher. I think she was the little boy's mom in the illustration, but you know. I mean, I could still just put the ribbon here. No, I still think I need to hide this. So I'm going to run, let me close this. Oh, knocked it over. Let me run a bead of glue up here. And do it like, oh, come on, you gotta scoot over a little bit. It wasn't all the way on the paper. There. Sometimes for fabric and ribbon, you have to use Fabri-Tac, but, and that hangs over a little bit, and I'm okay with that. I might just leave it. This index card looks a little plain. Let me see if I've covered all of my, as I have them, I'm going to write them in ink. Oh, get it? I have ink already. Okay. So, fireworks, have a Rolodex, and I have emboss, I have wallpaper, I have ribbon, have kid, school bus, and thank you, Brooke, for that wonderful school bus. I probably could have found one in an old book, but that would have taken me a whole lot longer to find. And this is such a cute little school bus. So now I have the eye. I can use illustration or I can use index card because I did both. I think I'm gonna put illustration because, you know, it just sounds more fun. I've used index card, I don't know how many times. Actually, I think I've used illustration too. But, you know, there's going to come a point where we're going to run out of prompts. Or, you know, trying to use... I've tried not to repeat as many of them as I can, but some of these words have all had E's in them and R's and S's and I's. And so, you know, it gets hard not to repeat some of them because there's only so many O's. Okay, here's where the opalescent I'm still going to use. And I can use either, now this takes a while to dry. I have, this is opalescent, it's blue, this is kind of a gold. I could do that, kind of make little stars. Or what would dry quicker is using these sequins. I have clear, I have kind of a white opalescent, I have blue, and I have, let's try this clear, let's see what these are going to look like. Because those other ones are kind of a cream colored. I have my little, my gem picker, should be right here. And I might just put a few of these around. And I also have, this was more iridescent. Yeah, I have one that's kind of opalescent, but that one's more, these are more iridescent. And they do take a long time. Oh, here's one that's opalescent. It's a pearl, liquid pearl. Opalescent means to have the properties of a pearl-like or something, pearl-like properties or something. And I thought about doing, and I might go ahead and do it, just to see how that would look. Like in the center there. Maybe those will dry sometime. But I am going to use some of these. So I'm going to put a dot there. And this is a, it's an embellishment wand by Studio Cartier. You can get them several different places online. Simon Says Stamps has them. I think they're only like $8.99 or something, but they're amazing. They might be a little bit more than that. And then every once in a while you have to replace the tips. Okay, that was too many. Too many, too many. But this kind of took a school theme. You know, pages kind of have a life of their own, right? They sort of take on a life of their own. Okay. I think that's good enough. Let's put... That one might not have enough glue to stick. Okay. There we go. Now, I realize that rainbows and rainbows don't come out at night, but in your dreams, they can. All right, so I think I got that. Put that up now. Or over here, it's not up. It doesn't belong in this room. Those are card making supplies. So I still have to glue her down. So I'm thinking she's going to go up here. I still don't... This is missing something to me. I should have inked it or something like that. I have opalescent now. There. So I have all... That was 9, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a lot. By the way, that's a lot of prompts to put on one page. Although on a double page spread, it turned out pretty... There's plenty of room for more. Mainly because like wallpaper was the background. And then one thing emboss was a kind of a technique. The ribbon went on the edge. So there's ways of fitting lots of prompts, you know, on a page. I've gotten, through the course of this, I've gotten a lot better at getting a little more creative with how I do it. So I'm really thinking that she is maybe watching her sleep and realizes she's dreaming, and that makes my eye happier down here. So, you know, we got to keep our eye happy, right? We can't have unhappy eyes. There. Not sure if that'll stick on that ribbon. I might have to add some of my AGG, my art glitter glue. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely was not, that glue stick wasn't going to stick on that ribbon. Alrighty. There we go. Hold it for just a second. Put my pin back in my glue. That's hard to do one-handed, by the way. All right, so I can put these prompts in here as well. Then that little dog's so cute. Oh, look, you know what? Let's do this right here. I'm going to put him back here. These are my July prompts, week 1. Let me do that. Let me put week 1. Fireworks. And we can even put the little doggy down here. There. She can even be dreaming about a little doggy. He could have gone on there too, but we're just going to glue him right there just because we have room. Just because. And I'm really shocked that I got all 9 on the page, actually. Should I leave that or should I cut them out? Let's cut them out. I have those little stars on there. They're kind of cute, but just don't cut the doggy's ears off. My daughter went next door and visited him with Grandma and Grandpa. I like them in this corner. I might even cut out those stars and put them somewhere. But I don't have to do that in this video. I might just come back and do it later. So, anyway, you're not limited to, you know, there's really no rules, no hard and fast rules for this prompt challenge. Other than we ask that you use if you post your pictures or videos or anything, we just ask that you know, tag us in them so that we can see them. And I say this in every video, but I have not been good about posting my pictures on Instagram. I know some of you don't like to watch them until, if you're playing along, you like to do your video before, or your page before you watch ours. And, ever since somebody said something about that when I posted the picture right at the same time I posted, or right after I posted the video, and then I went to, like, I'm going to wait like a week and post it like the next week. Yeah, guess what happened? I forgot. And I continue to forget. So I need to make a point to go back and, maybe the stars mean she's dreaming. Maybe that'll work. And right here, I'm just using the art glitter glue because it's easy. There. Alrighty. Well, that is a wrap for week 1 of July. I cannot believe it's July already. Here is the prompts. Here's the page. We have all of our fireworks, illustration, Rolodex, emboss, wallpaper, opalescent, ribbon, kid, and school bus. Now, I've got to leave this open for a little while because I'm pretty confident that's not quite, those little pearl drops, they're not dry yet. So, anyway, you see the shimmery goodness on there and a school bus driving on a rainbow. I mean, where else but my channel can you see a school bus driving on a rainbow? All right, well, I will, I'm going to stop right here and post this. And if you're playing along or if you're just watching and enjoying, I appreciate it so much. And I can't wait to see what you do with this. If you use it, do your own prompts, or you're welcome to use our exact prompts. It's not copying, I promise. That's why we put them out there. You can combine them. You can combine mine and Allison's. Use what you want. If you want to do a whole page full of just fireworks, that's fine too. So you do you, and whatever you decide will be great. And we just would like to see it. And I will catch you on the next page. Bye-bye.